Hey guys, Anna here. Welcome to today's video. So today we are back on to collab week. So we have another 3 beautiful homes that I will be coming to the channel. And these homes are obviously inspired by some restrictions which my dear friends over on Twitter have given me. And today's build is brought to you by none other than Vanilly. I am definitely saying that wrong. I apologize immensely. She is a very wonderful person who, when I actually first started over on Twitter in the Sims community, she was one of the first people who I really interacted with. And she's just been a very sweet person to me. And today she has given us a challenge. So this is a home here in Evergreen Harbor, which is the world that came with the Eco Lifestyle expansion pack. And this is a single mum's home. So we have our single mum and 2 kids. So this is a 3x1 home. And the budget is 34 to 38k. So she actually gave me a range, which is, I don't dispute. If they give me a range, they give me a range. We do actually make this build to be 34,000 simoleons, but it was nice to have a range. Like, I appreciate that. I thank you so much. The concept that I had for this home was that I really wanted to do something a little bit more modern. I really wanted to have I wanted to have a home that had like no trim and like really tall glass windows. And when I think of Vanilly, I think about her aesthetic and her imagery, and it's a lot of pastels, a lot of kind of magical, whimsical kind of colors, and I really wanted to play on that in this build. So this home is very much light tones, lots of light wood tones, lots of, I think we use some blues and some yellows and those kind of colors. Yeah, and maybe some pinks in the toddler's room. Yeah. So a little bit more about this house as we are just watching the floor plan. The floor plan came together fairly easy on this home. I do adjust it because I felt that I couldn't fit a living room in properly. So I do actually extend the shell. We're just seeing that here. So that area becomes your living room. So you walk in, it's kind of semi-open floor, semi-closed. So you'll walk in and you'll have your bathroom to the left, and then you have your living room, and then you walk down the hall, and then you have your kitchen, dining, and then like a little, I don't know, it's not really an entryway, but it's like the entryway for the back door, if that makes sense. And I thought that was quite sweet. So we just copied the roof tile, the roof piece, and then moved it over. So that made that little bit of extension really easy. I really love the outside of this home. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And then on the right side of the build, we do have the 3 bedrooms. So we have a boys' child's room, master bedroom, and a little toddler's room. Just as soon as you enter, there's a tiny room. I do feel that it's probably a little bit too small of a room, but I feel that maybe as it's a budget home, maybe the sim will get some more funds, and maybe this is a house that they can expand, and maybe, the person could change the floor plan and just alter it ever so slightly to accommodate for a child's room. But to be honest, I mean, you can have a small child's room. It depends on the sim and how decorated you feel that you want your bedrooms. I know when I play The Sims, I don't really use the bedrooms that often. I use more of the living rooms and kitchens and entertainment areas. I don't really play in bedrooms that often. So to me, I could have a small kids' room and it'd be fine. But as these are collab builds, if my dear friends want to alter things and change things, they're of course more than welcome. So all of these builds will be uploaded to the gallery, and yeah, so I'm just adding some columns. I really love this little bit of detail that I do here. So I extend the front, and the reason I do this is because I feel that this house from the front looked really flat, and I feel that's because we don't have roof trim. But we purposely didn't want roof trim, right? It was part of the design. But I really loved this kind of entryway with the glass windows. I just feel that it gave so much more dimension to the build. And yeah, so we're going in with some flooring. I've gone with a very basic light wood tone flooring. It just complements the build so much. We changed the terrain paint. I didn't use cobbled together. I used something else. We are just drawing in a path here. So this is the right hand side of the build, and this is where you'll have like a little entertainment area. And then the left hand side of the build, we have some kids play equipment. I do a custom sandbox in this build. And yeah, so because the lot shape of this lot, the Rockridge Springs lot over in Evergreen Harbor. So this is in the top right hand section of the world in Evergreen Harbor. It's kind of the one where I think there's like apartments and stuff in there, but it's one of those sections. And yeah, so this lot being so rectangle, there wasn't really a backyard. So when you have a lot that is more rectangle, you have to really create side yards. And I thought that this was a great way to do that by positioning my trees and my landscaping to kind of section off livable areas and non-livable areas. And yeah, so a little bit back to the house. So we went with slate, and I thought slate was really nice. It was one of those materials that you do see it a lot in modern homes, but it's also family friendly, I would say. You're not using it's a little bit more contemporary, I think is what I'm trying to say. It's a little bit more contemporary. I did put some stone into the roof sections, but I felt that in the larger roof section, it just looked a little out of place. So we did go back to the slate tiling for that, and I think it looks a lot better. These white flowers were beautiful. I really used them in and around the build, along with some low-laying flowers and some daisies. The daisies just very simple, but we went with that color scheme. So that light color scheme was very important to me. I wanted to make sure that it was very consistent throughout the build. What more can I say? All right, so this household I have created. So the family that will be living in this household are the Evans family. So the Evans family consists of Michelle, which is a single mum, Kimberly, which is our little toddler, and Jackson, who is our child. And I created this family, and when you see them, you will just go, oh my God, they match perfectly to the home. When I think of the family, the ones that I created, I just feel that, they're this beautiful little blonde family, and they pair so well. I think she's so pretty, Michelle. Michelle Evans is so pretty. I cannot wait for you to see that video. Do check it out. Yeah. So inside, I went with white walls. As I said, I wanted it to be light and airy. I don't usually do white walls. It's interesting. Sometimes I'll paint the walls white just to kind of have them painted, and then I change them as I decorate each room. But I'm pretty sure I keep them that way. All right, so Eco Lifestyle has some really kind of like modern pieces, and one of these modern pieces with the sliding doors. I really love them. They have a really good texture to them. I love the size. I love that you can get different sizes and shapes, whether they're tall or wide. And I just felt it makes sense to actually put a sliding door as opposed to keeping that space open. I did kind of want a semi-closed, semi-open floor plan. All right, so we're into the kitchen. I do just alter the cabinetry a little bit. I moved the fridge over just because I wanted to scoot the fridge over and make sure that there was no gaps. So that's why old placing is like your best friend. It just makes everything look a little bit more neater. I went with so because it was a budget build, I wanted to pick furniture that maybe was part of that debug menu, the refurbished menu. And yeah, so we did that with the dining table and chairs. And we went with more of like a blue theme for there. Now, I had like a little hutch cabinet that I put in that room. And I love that thing. I can't remember how much it is, but it's not very expensive. It was one of those Eco Lifestyle pieces that was very cheap, and I absolutely thought it worked so well in that kitchen space, that little hutch there. So we're in the living room. It's coming on quite nicely. Put in a rug. The plant isn't very on par with the theme, but it was a cheap plant, so I went with it. I thought sizing or raising up these bookshelves was absolutely, these book stacks were absolutely smart. Instead of getting a bookshelf, you can do that. Of course, I'm putting in some shelving as I do. And yeah, I really loved this living room. I loved how much light just pours into the space. And I love how it's very much a communal space. So you've got some things for toddlers. You've got, obviously, it's a family space. And yeah, the bathroom in this build is very simple, has everything you need. We've obviously got a shower combo tub, and we've got a potty, which is really good for Kimberly. And yeah, I just thought I could squeeze in some cabinetry. I think that this is what this space needed. And now we are outside working on that entertainment area as I do. Just like a little table with an umbrella and some chairs. I believe I put two. And this was because I was watching the budget. So we're sitting at 21,000 simoleons. And so we have roughly just shy of 10K, 12K, I want to say left. So not a lot. And we have to furnish our bedrooms. So Kimberly's room, super girly. And when you see the Create a Sim video where we cover building the family, why do I say building? Creating the family. Kimberly is such a girly girl, and she's just absolutely sweet, and that bedroom is so her. It's not funny. I really loved this orange tone of a bed. I did put one of those kind of succulent plant objects. I think they're only 70 simoleons. It's such a cheap object, and I think it's so nice if you can find a corner that it works in. It's really nice. So I ended up deleting one of the side tables to put in a lamp. I love the lamps from Eco Lifestyle. I think they're beautiful. I love the fabric of the actual lampshade. It's really nice. The paintings, put in a mirror, and then just some like side table clutter as usual. And then yeah, so I love these dried flowers. I swear Eco Lifestyle is just the one pack I couldn't live without. I don't think I've ever played in kind of, I don't think I've ever improved the environment in Evergreen Harbor and gone down the gameplay side of it. But I would use the build items in probably every build I ever build. It is such a necessary pack. And if there was one pack, if you're a builder, I would recommend this, definitely. Especially if you do anything that's kind of modern, contemporary, or budget builds even. Like that, it's such a good pack. So I've really enjoyed these collab videos where, this is a world that they choose to live in, because it makes my life so much easier. Yep, so we're back into that living room. And as I said, this is the part of the build where you're just placing those final objects. You're trying to make up that budget and trying to see what you can and you can't place. I'm just putting some more clutter up on this kitchen counters. Yeah, so you will see this in a lot of my collaboration builds, especially ones with a smaller budget. I generally start off by placing absolutely everything that is needed. So what is needed to function, and then we go in and we kind of decorate and clutter further. And I really think that 34K was a very good amount for this home. This home to me does not look cheap. It looks well furnished, and it has everything it needs. Maybe the floor plan is a little bit interesting, but I think because the actual build itself is such an obscure shape that I feel that, the floor plan, it works for what it is. Now, a couple of these planters, I do end up deleting so that I can place other things. I wanted to put a chess table out here, a little bit more skill building. We did use the refurbished chairs. I was still watching the funds. So I've just gone over the 34K. So I've just deleted some of the planters and called it a day. So yeah, this is the home. This is the outside. As you can see, we've got that beautiful landscaping, that path, and you've got the sandbox and the monkey bars on the other side. I really love it. I just really love how it's sectioned well, and it looks very simple but effective. Just going in with a bit of terrain paint, just touching up things every now and then. And yeah, I really enjoyed this home. I think I did quite well. Actually, I think, yes. So that was the final object that I could place for the budget, was just that little toy in the sandbox. Okay, so here's that hallway. It leads down into the kitchen. I love the blue themes in this kitchen, that hutch that I mentioned. This living room is beautiful. I think it's a really lovely space. It's got absolutely everything you would need in there. Some objects for all members of the family, which is really good. That bathroom, it's very standard, nothing too crazy in there. Kimberly's bedroom, really sweet and bubbly. Michelle's room, as I said, as they get money, they can add more into their rooms. But I really think that they have really decent rooms to start off with, which was really important to me. I put an activity table just out the back there, just for more skill building. And yeah, so this is the home, guys. Vanley, if you are watching, thank you so much for collaborating with me today, and thank you for giving me this idea for this build. And I really hope you enjoy it. Please let us know in the comment section down below your thoughts on today's build. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.